flower friends, it's Nicole from Flower Hill Farm and I'm back in the garage on the farm today, and now I'm gonna start some seeds for the season. I've got a variety of seeds I'm gonna start. I have only a few things that I need today. I need trays because today I'm using my soil blocker. The soil blocker is one of my favorite tools. I know a lot of you guys have them. I know a lot of you guys use them. They are an amazing way to start a lot of seeds in a small space very quickly. It's a great method. It takes a little bit getting used to, but once you get the formula right and once you know how to use the soil blocker, I make a ton of them really quickly, and that's what I'm going to be doing today. I don't have a ton of seeds to start today.
The lie detector test determined that was a lie. I, in fact, do have a lot of seeds to start because I looked back at my calendar, looked at my calculations, counted the weeks. It's time for me to plant cool flowers. And guys, that means thousands of seeds. So I had to call in reinforcements in the form of Queen Mother. My mom has been asking to come help me start seeds for weeks now. So when I recalculated how many seeds I actually had to start, I stopped that video and said, okay, I'm gonna wait until tomorrow when my mom can come up and help. We're probably gonna be doing a combination of garage and house. The garage is having a hard time warming up today. It's only in the single digits outside. And so the pellet stove is just having a hard time heating up that space. So I'm probably gonna be making soil blocks out in the garage and then bringing them in here and having my mom plant seeds inside where it's a little bit warmer. Cool flowers are called so because they can handle temperatures lower than your regular annuals like the zinnias and the gomphrenias and the celosias. These are flowers that have been proven to withstand temperatures sometimes as low as 17 to 20 degrees Fahrenheit. Each one is a little different. Most of the flowers that I'm starting here today are considered cool flowers, which is why I can start them so early. The tools that I'll be using today for this seed starting day is my soil blocker. I already mentioned my soil blocker. Trays, a combination of cafeteria trays, like this one. And a lot of people say they look like brownies, but these are some soil blocks. And honestly, what I've learned over the past few years is that I was not spacing them too close together, but I'm choosing now to space them farther apart on my trays whenever possible. And it's hard to see because it's the same color. But I was finding that I was having to take and water them multiple times when I was planting them so close together that I couldn't really put a lot of water on the tray. So anyway, I could fit 3 more on here if I shoved them all over, but I'm just gonna go with 9. What else am I using today? Toothpicks. My mom and I love the toothpick method when it comes to starting seeds. Just makes it a lot easier. It's what we've done for years now, and I'll continue to use the toothpick method. I also have vermiculite. Vermiculite I'm not using on all of my seeds, but some seeds that I have do call for darkness when you start them or to be covered. So that is what I'll be using the vermiculite for. What seeds am I starting today? Well, let's go over the list really quickly, guys. Where's my notebook? Oh, just kick the bucket. I'm such a dork. Okay, I have my handy dandy notebook. Let's see. Please ignore the mess of my kitchen dining room. Okay, so what we're starting here today is delphinium, eryngium, stock, statice, agrostemma, foxglove, hollyhock, orlea, poppies, rudbeckia, snapdragons, strawflowers, some sweet peas, phlox, sampanaria, which is like a soapwort, and then perennial baby's breath, which someone sent me in the mail because in one of my earlier unboxing videos, I showed you guys that my order was canceled. So somebody very generously sent me some in the mail. Thank you. I'm starting those seeds today. It was anonymous too. No note, no nothing. But one of you guys sent it to the nursery. Now, these are 99% for the farm. So these are gonna be grown here in the basement. The hollyhocks that I'm starting today, those are for selling at the nursery. So I like to start those early. Grandpa started those seeds last year, and I think it was like next week. So we're doing it a week earlier this year, and hopefully to get a little bit bigger plant. My mom is actually pulling in the driveway right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and get everything prepared for her to start. I think I'm gonna make her do snapdragons because they're the smallest seeds and they're the hardest to see. Torture. This is my very lived-in dining room. This is my husband's Valentine's Day card. Let me put it away because it's Valentine's Day today. These are some command hooks that I just bought to hang my robe upstairs. And the rest of that seeds, my pink Himalayan salt, just making room for mom. This is my laptop where I edit all my videos for you guys. Put that here.
And oh, Kiki, don't jump. I was afraid the cat was gonna jump on the table and jump right in the soil blocks. She's done that before. Actually, she did that to Grandpa last year. I had a hard day yesterday, and I was watching old video clips, and there's actually one of her messing with Grandpa when he was trying to start seeds, and it was beautiful. All right, I gotta unlock the door for my mom.
I'm here.
Okay, I made soil blocks for you.
Brownies, I'm starving. Yeah.
I'm kind of torturing you a little bit because I was thinking that I could have you start with snapdragons.
All right.
Because they are the smallest seeds, and I don't want to.
Just give me the darn seeds.
Here, start with these.
What are these now?
They're Monaco, or they're Maryland dark orange snapdragons.
Okay.
And I'll go get you a
This is like
toothpick.
pepper.
Yes, they are. I'll get you a
And
toothpick.
it's not even the table grind.
And
It's
what else do we need? The masking tape for labeling.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna go get that.
Oh my goodness. Well, I hope they're going in there because I can't really see much.
Get a floofy tail.
I know.
Well, my mom is inside planting on that large tray. I'm gonna make soil blocks on these. Now, everyone always asks me where I get my trays. Well, normally I save them and use them, and they're deli trays or produce trays. And this year, actually, my friend brought me this whole entire sleeve of deli trays that she's had, and two of them. She brought me two of them, so that was amazing. And this is literally just a deli tray, and you can recycle the ones that you use at home, or you can ask your friends to save them for you. Takeout food containers also work. Hi. And so whatever you want to use that doesn't have any holes in the bottom works well. So my soil blocker is actually the smallest one that they make. It's a 20 cell. I think they're 3/4 inch cells. It normally doesn't come with a blue handle like this. My husband and I, because my hand was hurting from using it over and over and over again, we dipped it in a protective coating, so I no longer have pains in my hand from the metal. I think they actually make some like this now. Probably should have got a patent on that. But they ended up making them with some protective coating on them. But this is the one that we made. I actually made a video about making this. And the soil that I use is Vermont Compost Fort V. I get the 2-yard sling because I use so much of it. I did in the past buy it, I think it's a 20-quart bag. So it depends on how many seedlings you're going to need. In fact, I even made a video a couple of years ago saying exactly how many soil blocks one of those 20-quart bags will make you. So you can decide how many bags you need according to how many seedlings you're gonna be growing. Okay, so this for me, it's all about how much moisture you put in here. You need to have it be the right consistency. If it's too dry, it's gonna fall apart. If it's too wet, it'll fold like a pancake. You want it so that there isn't any excess water coming out of it when you're using the soil block. Sometimes I find the best consistency is when there's a little bit of water coming out of the soil block on top, but not on the bottom. So you don't want it to be a puddle on your tray. I do have something called a Swift blocker, and this is a larger version of a soil blocker. It's used a little bit differently. So depending on whether you want to use a Swift blocker or a soil blocker, you can decide what item you'd like to use. I actually mostly use the soil blocker because I like to use these small trays, and the Swift blocker just isn't going to fit on this small tray. I've got warm water in this soil, and I just love these Tupperware. That's literally all I do. Now it's filled with soil, and now I just have to push it out. So the way that I like it is that when I push down, I'm gonna see a little bit of water coming on top, but not coming out of the bottom. Push down, squeeze up, and you get yourself a perfect little soil block.
6.
Oh my goodness. They're so bad.
5.
Get
What I'm talking about. This is why I lose my count.
While Mom's working on the snapdragons, I'm gonna start these violas. Are you losing track?
Yeah, just a little bit, Nicole. Sorry, I might have doubles and some missed. Sorry about that.
All right, I'm gonna put them in my hand because that's what I need.
All right, number 10's got 2 seeds in it.
That's perfectly fine. And someone sent me these seeds. So thank you to whoever sent me these
14.
antique viola seeds.
Oh, cool, Nicole. Is there a picture?
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
Okay, let me see. Oh, wow. Those are really pretty.
I just had a consultation with someone, Bobby in Georgia, and most of the consultations that I've been doing, people have been offering their condolences and stuff.
Yeah.
And then she just said it must be so hard, like, to get into the season. And then she said, will you do me a favor? And I was like, yeah. She goes, don't start your seeds alone this year.
Aw.
I was like, my mom's on her way here. So, yeah.
Hello. Let me see you. Let me see that face. Hi. Hi, puppy. Hi. Hi, sweet thing, you.
You want to take her
Don't
home?
make me lose count. I would love to.
Okay. Antique viola.
4. Uh-oh. 5.
It's Galentine's Day.
Oh my God.
Your eyes are watering?
Yeah.
The next one I'm starting is a Rudbeckia Chim Chimney. This is one of my favorite Rudbeckias. Honestly, guys, it has fluted petals. They're really cool looking. I've been having a hard time finding seeds the last couple of years, so I was really excited when I saw Baker Creek had these. And I forgot to mention earlier in the video, with cool flowers, the way I determine when I'm going to start my cool flowers, which this is pretty important, I should have said it earlier, I apologize. Cool flowers can be planted outside about 6 weeks before your average last frost date. So if your average last frost date is, let's say, May 1st, count back 6 weeks from your average last frost, and that's the day you can put most cool flowers into the ground. And then, when do you start those seeds? Well, I tend to start my cool flowers 6 weeks before I put them in the ground. So really, that's 12 weeks before your last frost date is when you should be starting your cool flowers. I'm starting mine a week earlier this year because I'm actually going out of town next week, and then the following week I'm gonna be at the nursery 18 hours a day. So I'm getting a jump start on my cool flowers, otherwise they're just not gonna happen this year. I'm afraid to read the comments. I just posted my neglect in the hoop house video.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
Yes, I did. Before I left.
Was it bad?
No, it's not bad.
I mean, the hoop house looks bad, right?
Yeah, it does.
I'm afraid to read the comments because it looks bad. But I'm not one of those content creators who only show the good parts of the farm. I like to be honest and show everything. So I think that's important to show where I'm lacking and not just where there's success. Okay, this is an iron cherry stock packet. This was also a gift. I do have Lisianthus babies downstairs that I started probably about a month ago. They're still microscopic. You guys, if you're familiar with Lisianthus, it takes months for them to get a decent size. I haven't fertilized them yet because I actually haven't potted them up into a larger tray yet. They're in a channel tray.
Wait a minute now. Are your seeds way bigger than mine?
The stock is, yes.
Oh my gosh.
What? I had no idea. I finished up with the iron cherry stock, and I am gonna find the double white stocks. Those were really pretty last year. I loved them. So I'm gonna go ahead and do those. And then I'm gonna start on my phlox varieties, and I actually have new phlox this year that I'm wicked excited about. You guys know I love annual phlox. I've done videos in the past all about growing annual phlox and the number of times you have to pinch those babies to get them to be long enough to use in bouquets. I have a couple new varieties this year that I'm really excited about. I found them at selectseeds.com. This is not new. This is an oldie but goodie. It's creme brulee. This is beautiful. These two new ones I'm growing this year. This one's called Blueberry Swirl. Look at that deep, dark, vibrant color. And then check this one out. Cochinea. Cochinea. This is a beautiful red. This reminds me a lot of the perennial phlox that, oh, what is the color, the name of the red variety of perennial phlox?
I just sold it this year at the nursery too. I can't remember it, but look at the red. So this is an annual phlox that I have yet to grow. Really excited about this. I actually didn't grow annual phlox last year. I don't know if you guys noticed, I didn't have them in my bouquets, and that's not for lack of trying. I had horrible germination last year. Phlox can be tricky. Phlox likes to germinate in the dark, which means I put a heavy layer of vermiculite on it. It also does not like to be on heat mats, so I put it on the top shelf of my trays down, or my shelving units downstairs. So that's what I'm gonna be doing this year. I'm gonna keep a better eye on them this year. I don't know if I just had old seed, but this is all new seed, so it should have a really good germination. I'm really excited about it. So let's get these going. Well, it's like coccinilla.
Let me see it.
A coccinilla. I don't know, it's not cucina. I'm just calling it cucina because I speak Italian. A coccinilla. It's coccinilla. Look at it.
Oh, I don't know, coccinilla.
Let's Google it.
Yeah, let's Google
Coccinilla. It means, oh, it's a scarlet gourd.
Ooh.
So this is a scarlet phlox. So it's a coccinilla.
Ooh, say how to say kitchen in Italian. I want to see if I was right about that.
Cucina.
It is, that's what
Yeah,
it's
well,
called.
we were at the antique store the other day and there was a sign that
Oh
says,
no!
La Cucina.
Alla cucina!
Fern, I should have called you Flower. Mom's planting. Night and day. Snapdragons. Snapdragons are tough. Oh gosh, get the. How you doing?
Okay.
You recovering?
Yeah.
Okay. Get back to work.
Yeah, okay.
Get
I'm
back
at
to
it, I'm
work.
at it.
Meanwhile, I'm doing creme brulee phlox. Gorgeous. Kitty in a crate. Kitty in a crate. Okay, Mom is done for the day. She's put in several hours of work. We have lots of brownies, and I'm gonna go downstairs and mist them all, make sure everything is got its cover on the heat mat. So thank you.
You're welcome.
See you later.
Let me know when you
Say
need
bye
me
to
again.
Grandma. Say bye to Grandma.
Bye, Fern.
All right, that was really helpful. Mom was here about 2.5 hours. She got a ton of snapdragons done, so that's really good. I also have some trays of snapdragons coming for the farm. Whoop! Uh-oh. I'm opening up the perennial baby's breath seeds, and there was some at the top. They landed right in the tray, so we'll see where they pop up. I do have an order of a few things I'm excited to share, but I'm gonna hold off a little bit because I wanna go outside and show you where I plan to plant some things. But this is part of the plan, the perennial baby's breath, but I have other perennials as well. And a little bit of a hint, you guys. You guys remember where I planted the lavender. Well, some of the lavender died in a really rough winter, and some of it is okay, but some of it didn't make it. So I have a lot of empty holes to fill way out in the field behind the field behind the field. So I have a lot of holes to fill, and I'm gonna be doing that with perennials, and I'm excited to show you guys what I ordered. But this baby's breath will be part of that plan, which is exciting. So thank you again to whoever sent me these seeds. Let's see if we can get them to germinate. This week I'm actually doing a couple job interviews for the nursery. I decided to bring on 1 to 2 part-time people seasonally, just to really help me out in the really beginning, the rush of things. Last year I was working 18-hour days between the nursery and the flower farm, and I was waiting, and my family was amazing at helping me. This year, I'm trying to make it so that I'm home at a reasonable hour so that I can have family time with my own kids and my own husband. I mean, my kid Veda's gonna be graduating next year. Come on now. So I have a limited time to spend with my kids before they're no longer in my house. And so I'm trying to bring people in that could help me during the day, like during the 9 to 5 hours, so that I don't have to stay till 9, 10 o'clock at night. So I have a couple people that are coming in to do some job interviews. So I'm trying to write down a few questions that I want to ask these people, just to get to know them better a little bit during our short 20-minute together. And obviously one of the questions is that they need to be okay being on videos. I have to continue to make content all the time, and that's going to be important that they are comfortable with being on camera, or even perhaps being behind the camera, like helping me shoot some stuff. And I think that'll be okay. Most people are okay with it. My kids are now at the age where they don't really want to be on camera anymore, and I always get a little bit, not jealous, but a little bit nostalgic for when my kids were younger, like how old Benjamin and Samantha are on Laura Garden Answer, Laura and Aaron's kids. I get a little bit nostalgic because when my kids were that age, they loved being on camera. They loved following me around. They were my shadow. They loved starting seeds with me, and they loved all of that. And as they grow up to be their own individual people, they are now not wanting to be on mom's YouTube channel. So I hope that doesn't happen to Aaron and Laura, but it probably will. It probably will. I mean, that's just how teenagers are. Even Jess, Roots and Refuge, Jess was, she's talked in the past about how her older kids don't want to be on camera anymore. Not all together, but in general. And sometimes Axel will want to be on camera too, but I don't know. So that's something that is on my list of questions to ask is YouTube. We're going to be, part of your job is being on YouTube, and is that okay with you? And some of the kids that I'm interviewing are younger, so I need to make sure that that's okay with their parents. Well, it's pretty awesome. I am excited about that. Okay, perennial baby breath. I think I'm probably going to be done for the day. I didn't get to the straw flower. I didn't get to the delphinium. I didn't get to some of the poppies. I didn't get to the status, but a lot of the other ones I got to. I'm okay with this. This is going to be a multi-day seed starting thing, and I'm probably going to do some over the weekend too. I'm really excited because it's about darn time that I get some green in here, right? Okay, I'm going to head downstairs and make sure everything has a nice mist on it. The ones that need vermiculite need to get vermiculite, and then I need to cover them in their own little individual humidity domes so that the moisture stays in for germination. And I'm so excited to report that I did some adjustments on this sprayer and it's working. It's not the way it was when it was brand new, but check out the ranunculus, guys. It's looking so good. I can't wait to get it to the ground. Okay, let's flip the camera around. Okay, so a little bit to report on the anemones that I started the other day. You can see we've got little green popping up everywhere. There's some roots growing right there. All right, here are some of the trays. And then on this, these are all the ones that we started today. Quite a few, actually. So I'm not even gonna turn the lights on, but I am going to cover them all with a little bit of plastic wrap. And guys, believe it or not, I'm a little bit crazy. And I saved all my plastic wrap from last year. What? How'd this candy? I don't need candy. Okay, so I have all of these bundled up pieces of plastic that are already like cut to fit over the trays perfectly. And I also use what we call Barbie tables. These are actually pizza box tables, and I reuse them every year. There's a pile. You can see they're all dirty from, I've been using these, I think, 3 years now. And what I do is, in order to prevent the plastic from sticking to the top of my soil blocks, they kind of fit perfectly in there. So I put a pizza table on each one of those, and now I'm gonna have to pay attention here because all of my phlox trays need vermiculite. So I'm gonna do a little bit of organization and then get to covering these guys. Phlox, snaps, phlox. This is a humidity dome that can go up top. Who are you? Snaps. Here's a tray of phlox. My mom was a little bit more productive than I was today. And violas. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trays of phlox, and then the rest are snapdragon. So I'm gonna go ahead. Honestly, is this plugged in? I don't think it's even plugged in. Let me get the system plugged in. That's better, right?
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and hit these guys with my mister. Where's my mister? Where did I just put it? I'm gonna go grab the vermiculite for these. Okay, so this nozzle, okay, that's a good mist. Perfect, just wanna wet the seeds. And the vermiculite is good to use for a number of reasons. Number one, it acts as like a layer of soil on top of the seed if your seed needs darkness to sprout. It also acts as, it prevents algae from growing because it kind of takes the extra moisture and holds it right in the vermiculite. It also helps it from drying out quickly because of that reason, which is, to me, it's like two different opposing ideas. It's like two opposing ideas for me, is that it helps keep it moist, but also prevent moisture. Okay, whatever you say. Another way to get your phlox in the dark is by covering it up with a bottom tray. Just flip the bottom tray upside down. I'm probably gonna do that this time because my germination was so poor last year that I wanna just make sure that my seeds are gonna sprout. It's actually not that much work to reuse the plastic wrap. Honestly, you just take it off and leave it in a pile. And if you have a spot like me where this is a grow room all year long, I mean, I don't grow in it all year long, but it's not like I'm having a giant tray in my dining room. So I just have a pile of plastic wrap. And I use it from year to year and it makes me feel better. It honestly, it does. It makes me feel better about using it. This is a big, huge piece. This I can use for the tray over here, though. Okay. I feel like this is another huge piece, but I'm going to use it for a smaller tray anyway. This just helps to keep the moisture inside using the plastic wraps. And in years past, when I didn't use these little Barbie tables, the seeds, once they germinated, because a lot of these seeds are just sitting on top of the soil blocks, when I would lift up the plastic wrap, the little seedlings would lift up with it and they'd be caught on the plastic and they wouldn't be, you know, they didn't root themselves into the soil block yet. So this just helps to keep a little bit of air between the soil block and the plastic wrap. Okay, so there are all the phlox. Definitely shutting that light off. And these are all the snaps. Let's give them a quick drink. And then I'm not going to be putting I'm not going to put vermiculite on these. I'm just going to cover them up, and I'm not going to use heat mats on them either. I did an experiment a couple years ago with leaving the Snapdragons on just these trays, just on the shelving units without the heat mat, and they germinated just fine. The heat mat space is precious. All right, we are all wrapped up. Now, a lot of people ask me what the temperature is down here. I'm actually going to unplug these lights. There's no reason for, and this is my light system, and this is my timer, but I don't need anything plugged in at all. So I'm going to unplug this completely. Come on, baby. But when I do plug those in, when they start to sprout, this is a 16-hour timer. It's on. The lights come on at 6 a.m. and go off at 10 p.m. I'll put a link to this and all of my other materials in the description of this video. But this is just to keep these covered for germination. Let's see. It's 56 degrees down here, 68% humidity. I'm going to move this over to here. And I used to have a little clip. Where the heck did my clip go? Because I had it like here last year. I might have taken it off somewhere. But anyway, I'm going to leave this right here, see what happens. And like I said, you can even go so far as covering your phlox. How about I do this? I'm going to cover those two trays and not cover these and see if there's a difference in germination. But I want to make sure I have a couple different varieties. So I've got a brulee and a cucina underneath. This is a dirty tray, and it does have a little bit of light shining through, but because that's like a germination tray. These ones are gonna be uncovered. The lights on down here are the ranunculus over there, and then spin around to where my heat mats are. And these are the dahlias I took from cuttings the other day. They actually look really good. Let's see, what else was I gonna tell you guys? Like I said, 56 degrees down here. I do have a little space heater. If I wanted to increase the temperature down here, I would turn that on for like an hour because I do have a completely plastic walled room in here, so it does retain heat. So I'm monitoring the temperatures down here, and if I feel like I need to raise them a couple degrees in here, I can. Look how good these look, guys. I am monitoring these like a hawk because last year I ended up having, what were they? Not thrips, not fungus gnats, aphids. I ended up with aphids in the basement and I had them on my ranunculus. It kind of wasn't until it was too late when I spotted them. So I'm kind of watching everything like a hawk, making sure there's nothing down here. There aren't, so far so good, no bugs. I don't see anything hatching. I don't see any eggs anywhere. I don't see any activity, but I'm still watching everything like a hawk because I don't want a repeat of last season where I had to get rid of a bunch of stuff, but nope, things are sprouting. Here are the lower layers too. We're starting to see sprouts on all the trays. Awesome. That was part 1 of major cool flower seed starting days. The days are here. The days are upon us. It is time to start the season. So, all right, guys, thanks for sticking around, and thank you, Mom, for helping me out, and happy Valentine's Day. I hope you had a good holiday. Thanks for sticking around, guys. We'll see you soon. I just came upstairs and realized I still have this tray. I didn't even label it. It's baby's breath, so one more to go. Bit of a filter and I just made a spit bubble. I can't record with the dogs like this, Mom.
Hello, puppy.
I can't record with the mic.
Now I made a spitball.
Happy Valentine's Day from Evangeline and Moonshadow. You can't see her face because she's backlit, but I'm gonna tell you, she's gorgeous. This is my kitchen dining room. It's a little bit of a mess right now. That's seed stuff. Those are all seeds on the ground over there that I'm going through. And my son just got a new monitor upstairs, and then it's Valentine's Day and we're going to have a delicious dinner. You guys need to stop making so much noise, okay? Settle down. It's okay. It's okay. Settle down.
It was making that, you know,
How'd that go?
noise.
How'd that go again?
The noise when the window wouldn't go up, so I tried to roll the little other one down to make it even out.
And it didn't.
No, it didn't work.
What? Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chiroo.
La 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 la, because we don't know the words.
La da 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 da. Yes, Fern.
Hey, ooh bing bang, walla walla bing bang, ooh ooh ah ah, ping pang walla walla bing bang.